Cameras, man. Let's talk about cameras. Cameras, man. People have asked me about cameras. What cameras to use? What do you think? I, for one, absolutely hate this camera. I hate the camera I had before it. This is a Nikon D3300. I absolutely hate it. Don't buy it. I'm probably going to sell this camera, so it's time for me to upgrade. I've outgrown what this camera can do. This is a still picture camera that has some video capabilities. I need a true video camera. There's a few things to think about when it comes to selecting a camera for fishing, for your fishing videos. The main thing is that we have a difficult environment. It's, especially here in Alabama, it's hot and it's wet. And if you're way up north, it may be cold and wet. Either way, you're not inside in a nice air conditioned, and those difficulties need to be accounted for when selecting a camera. The first camera I had was a Contour Roam. It was basically like a GoPro. I hate GoPros. I hate action cameras. To me, they're like toy cameras. Well, let me rephrase. They are wide angle lens camera. You get one lens and you get one focal length, and that's all you get. So it's like a fisheye lens. If you go back to some of my early videos, just really wide angle, fisheyed, and it just distorted everything. Probably the biggest complaint I had with my old videos. There's a place for a wide angle lens. I think for establishing shots, let's say you're out in the river and you're running to your spot, that's when you use wide angle. Now I'm set wide angle here because I'm working close into the camera, but that wide angle is so wide that it's basically fisheye, where they take 180 degrees of field of vision and cram it all into one lens right there for you to see, and it distorts everything. Can't shallow out the depth of field. It can't. The main subject is in focus, and the background is all blurred out. The wider angle lens, you can't do it. Photography, it's customary to have multiple lenses. You'll have a wide angle lens for wide shots to catch those big wide vistas and things, and then you'll have a normal lens, like a 50mm lens, which is something like what is close to what your eye normally sees. Okay, all right. And then you'll have telephoto, which is the long range stuff that really reaches out, that you see in all your National Geographic documentaries and stuff. Those are the focal lengths. So you'll have, let's say, assuming you're using a full frame camera, you might have a 24mm lens for wide angle. You might have a 50mm lens for just normal, just perceived as normal to your eyes. And then you might have a 135mm lens for telephoto, for the long range stuff. Let's say if I were on the river barge watching or something. All right, now this lens, the kit lens here, is an 18 to 55mm lens. Again, I absolutely hate it, but it's basically, this is a smaller sensor. The chip that's in it that gathers the light, that is smaller. So it's essentially the same as a 24 to 70 zoom lens for a bigger camera. And that, so the question is what kind of camera do you want? What kind of lens do you want? That's what this next 3 videos is going to be about. How to choose your camera for your fishing, what you want to do. And it may end up being 4 videos, but with that, I have some orders I got to get out to your customers, and that'll be shipping out tomorrow, so I got to get in here to paint. That's what you hear there in the background, that brrrr. It's just my airbrush. This is my air tank pumping up, and I got to get to painting. Pay attention to that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.